Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are talking about the secret to living a happy and fulfilled life. And it actually couldn't be more simple. So the secret to a happy life is to be loving and kind to yourself on a daily basis. We grow up in a world where we are never taught how to actually be kind to ourselves. We are actually brought up in a way to do the opposite. And you always hear it, and it is a beautiful thing, don't get me wrong. Be kind to other people. Be kind to everybody else. And yes, absolutely, we should be kind to everybody else. But we are forgetting the most important person here, and that is ourselves. And the thing is, when you're being kind to yourself, you are automatically kind to everybody else, because everybody else is you. And why would you be unkind to somebody else when you are being kind to yourself? And that is what we can see on a daily basis. Hurt people hurt other people. Because a lot of people, when they are angry, when they are hurt, when they are suffering inside, they will take it out and lash out onto other people. That is what we see on a daily basis. That is what we experience on a daily basis. That is also maybe what we have done in the past. So it all circles back to one thing and one thing only. Being kind to yourself. Only one person. And nobody else will ever suffer again. Now let me explain what being kind to myself means on a day-to-day basis. First of all, it means changing my mindset to be positive, to be my cheerleader. Because my mind used to be very negative. My mind used to always tell me, Anna, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you can't do this. I put so much self-doubt onto myself, I didn't have any confidence, so many insecurities, and I was bombarding myself with this negativity internally on a daily basis. So the first step in being kind to myself means changing my mind to be kind to myself. And I have filmed another video about this that I will just leave linked here or in the description of this video. And I highly recommend you watching this video as well for you to understand that you are not your mind. And you can reprogram your mind in any way you want. So when you have a really negative mind, you can actually reprogram it to be positive, and that is what I did. And then we also need to look at our environment, how we live our lives on a daily basis. And you always have to ask yourself, is this being kind to myself? So when you're looking at your job, for example, when you are in a work environment where your colleagues are always gossiping about each other, always talking negatively about each other, when you have a manager who bullies you, when you are not getting paid accordingly to the work you put in, then you have to ask yourself, am I being kind to myself if I stay at this job? And if the answer is no, then you have to change something. Because a work environment that creates constant stress, fear, anxiety, incoherence in your body, that is not kind to yourself. Same thing goes for your relationships. When you are in a relationship with people, whether it's a friendship, family members, romantic relationship, where the other person always puts you down, where the other person might insult you or just make you feel bad about yourself, if this other person is never supportive of you, then you have to ask yourself again, am I being kind to myself staying in that relationship? And if the answer is no, then you know what you have to do. That also applies for the types of entertainment we are consuming on a daily basis. When you're always watching shows on Netflix or you're watching people on social media, whatever it is you're consuming, reading books, when you are consuming something that is creating incoherence in your body, that is creating stress, anxiety, gossip, drama, whatever it is, and you can feel in your body that is not good for me, then again you have to ask yourself, am I being kind to myself if I watch this? Am I being kind to myself if I doom scroll on my phone for hours and hours and hours every single day? Is that really being kind to myself? Or do I have brain fog afterwards and feel terrible about myself? We can't continue to do things on a daily basis that are unkind towards ourselves. And we also have to recognize that our subconscious mind can't see the difference between what is real and what isn't real, what we see in movies, for example. So when you're always watching horrible violence on a daily basis, for your subconscious mind, it's like that's happening in real life. I remember I was once watching a horror film many years ago, because I don't watch that type of stuff anymore, because I recognized it wasn't good for me. But I remember I was watching it and I felt physically ill watching it. I had to turn off the movie because it was so cruel, it was so violent, it was so disgusting that I had a bodily reaction to it. And we are so desensitized to all the stuff we are watching because it's getting more brutal and violent every year. And then it's also so normal for us to see alcohol in movies on a daily basis. So in our subconscious mind, we believe we're getting programmed. It's okay to drink alcohol on a daily basis. It's normal. It's the most normal thing in the world. And that is how we get subtly programmed in a very negative way. So basically, everything I do in life, I have to ask myself, is that what I'm about to do being kind to myself? And if the answer is no, I won't do it. And it can also be something super simple. Let's say you have people-pleasing tendencies and somebody asks you for a favor. They are asking you, hey, can you help me with this? Can you do this for me? But you know you're currently feeling stressed. There's so much going on in your life and you would rather not do it. Then you have to ask yourself again, if I say no, am I being kind to myself? Yes, actually, if I say no, that would be kind towards myself, because that means one less burden. I have more time to focus on myself. If I said yes just to please that person, I wouldn't be kind to myself. And that is honestly the whole secret to living a happy life, based on my experience. Ever since I started doing this, my life has changed in the most beautiful, positive way. Changing my mindset to be my cheerleader, being kind to myself. When I look in the mirror, I only speak positively about myself instead of berating me and looking at all the imperfections I see or all the seemingly imperfections. And I designed my environment to be loving and kind. I had to let go of a toxic work environment. I had to let go of a lot of people who were not supportive, who were always putting me down, who made me feel like I'm not good enough. I had to completely change my life. I had to let go of an old version of myself. I had to let go of so many things. I had to let go of some TV shows I used to love watching, because now I recognize they were actually creating a lot of incoherence. They were creating a lot of anxiety and stress for me. So I had to stop watching it. And it's actually not that big of a deal. It really isn't. Being kind to yourself is our only purpose in life. When you're thinking about purpose, that is the one thing. We need to be kind to ourselves. Because again, if we are kind to ourselves, we will never suffer, and other people will never suffer because of us. It is really that simple. The only thing that makes it challenging is that we live in a world that is so negative, and we are getting tempted on a daily basis to be unkind towards ourselves. But this is where we need to have awareness and be committed to change. Be committed to changing ourselves, because that is the only person we can change. And when you start to be loving and kind to yourself and you eliminate all the things where you are being unkind to yourself, your life will change in the most magical way possible. I didn't even think my life could get this good. I never thought this would be possible for me to feel happy on a daily basis. But that is my reality now. And if that is my reality and I came from feeling horrible, having anxiety on a daily basis, to where I am right now, if this is possible for me, it is possible for everybody else. Because we are all the same, we all function the same. We all have a mind, we all have an ego, and we all have a consciousness inside of us. The whole wisdom of the entire universe inside of us. We just need to get this information to as many people as possible, so as many people as possible can change this world, tip it back into balance, and from there, everything is going to change. And that is all I have for today's video. As always, I hope you found it helpful and inspiring, and it gave you exactly the little nudges you needed at this moment in time. Please, as always, let me know in the comments how you feel about this topic. Let me know your experiences. I'm sending all of you so much love, and I will talk to you in my next video.